My fiancée is amazing, but I might end things because I cannot stand her great little sister. I'm engaged to this freaking incredible woman, Joanne. She's driven, way smarter than me, so kind, and absolutely beautiful. We've been together for years now, and I seriously am still in awe that a person this great exists and wants me. If she didn't tell the worst dad jokes, I'd say she was too perfect to be true. That and the fact that in her infinite kindness before she and I lived together, she let her little sister Katie move in with her after their parents kicked Katie out for skipping school and getting high all the time. Despite all that, Joanne has always maintained that Katie is a great kid with a good heart. No matter what Katie does, Joanne insists it's just a phase, and she knows how good Katie is inside. Now that I live with the two of them, it's overwhelming how awful this kid is. For example, a few months ago, Katie was driving Joanne's car. She's 16 and learning how to drive with Joanne in the passenger seat, and she crashed it pretty badly. I was at work and got the phone call that they were both at the hospital. It was terrifying. I got there, and thankfully both of them were mostly okay, though Joanne had 2 broken bones and Katie had to get a couple stitches. Joanne was still in surgery for her broken arm, and Katie had already started telling me it was Joanne's fault for distracting her while she was trying to drive. While Joanne was recovering, she obviously had to take some time off work, and she's been stressed about money, so I wanted to do whatever I could to help her rest that week and not panic about going back to work as quickly as she could. I took care of all the chores at home and brought her whatever she needed to be comfortable and helped her with showering and stuff. One day I had to work a double shift, so I asked Katie if she could look after Joanne while I was gone and do the dishes since our dishwasher was broken and I hadn't had time to get to them before work. Katie said no, she hadn't used any of the dishes, and she wasn't going to be a slave to Joanne when she was hurt too, and the accident was her fault. That night, I told Joanne what had happened, again, expecting her to be as outraged as I was. But she started crying and said she didn't want to mediate the two of us right now. I understood that she was really stressed out, so I apologized and let it go. And then last week happened. Katie would not stop bothering Joanne, asking if she could borrow her new earbuds to take to the gym. They were a Christmas present from me, so I know exactly how much they cost, and they were not cheap. Joanne kept saying no, but Katie would not let it go. And eventually, Joanne said that she could borrow them as long as she took out the trash before she went to the gym the next day. So, of course, the next day rolls around, the trash is not taken out, and Katie is gone with the earbuds. When she came home, she left the earbuds on the counter. So I put them back in our room. Katie came out of the shower and started yelling at me and Joanne for taking the earbuds away when we'd promised she could have them, because apparently she also wanted to bring them with her to work that day. Joanne told her that she hadn't upheld her part of the deal. She hadn't wanted to lend them to her in the first place, and she needed to start doing chores and listening to us. We put up boundaries. I was so impressed with Joanne because I know it's hard for her to put her foot down when it comes to Katie. Katie started crying and told her she hated her and stomped off to her room. Joanne was really upset about it, and Katie still hadn't come out when it was time for her to leave for work, and I knew if she got fired, she would take it out on us. I went to her room to try to ease things over and explain that Joanne is going through a stressful time trying to save enough money for a wedding when you are also taking care of a teenager is hard, and Katie exploded at me, telling me that this was all my fault. I had no right to take the earbuds when they weren't mine, and that everything was great with her and Joanne before I got here. She said I'm turning Joanne into a beach, and that I'm a controlling monster who probably wanks off to her in the shower. I don't know where the F that came from, but she's a minor, so that's a pretty serious allegation. I think that was my last straw. I don't know how to keep living with her, and there's no way Joanne would ever choose me over her sister. Maybe with me out of the picture, things would be better for Joanne. Or maybe I'm just telling myself that to give myself permission to bail because I seriously cannot take another day at this house. I've called a buddy who says I can stay with him for a while. I'm torn up about this.